Coming to you from the venue that hosted the Super Bowl back in February of '06. Welcome to Ford Field in downtown Detroit. It's the marquee game of opening weekend, and off we go on a Sunday night on EA Sports.
I couldn't take the chance. This will be returned from the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They'll run with a second-round pick from April's draft.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
From the 33, here's 2nd down and 7.
Here's Marino. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Fitzgerald. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Rookie to rookie on the hookup there, and it's a first down.
Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
2nd and 5.
Right back to Brown. And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
From midfield now, Marino.
He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 37. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd down, Marino. This will be caught by Brown. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
They'll run on 3rd down with Brown. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs.
Toward the sideline, intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Lions are going to take possession here at their own 3-yard line.
Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
They begin with a run by Smith. Well, that gives them a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage.
This is 2nd and 8.
They go back to the ground with Smith. And now the rookie's free. Escapes the defender. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That's a gain of 31 with right around 1 minute to go in the quarter.
Okay, every now and then my defensive bias will leak out here. Abysmal play for them. You've got them backed up, and you let them out.
Couldn't take advantage. And you know who's happy? The punter. Because if he was needed, they gave him a lot of space to work with now.
Yeah, because he would have had a lot to think about, right? Don't step over.
And the Rams got him. They bring him down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
I always love the opening game of the season, and for the players, always nice to get those firsts out of the way, isn't it? How about here? The first sack of the season. Not just in the first game, but in the opening drive. That's the way to get things kicked off.
On 2nd down, here's Smith. And he'll work this one up to about the 38. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. The LA offense ready to go for their next drive. Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Now 2nd and 5.
Marino sets up. Over the middle, complete. It's Warner. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, had his team run the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one. You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Another run for Brown on second down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Here comes third and about a foot.
Here's Marino to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
I believe this is what you would call growing pains here, partner, because this defense obviously took the challenge facing the rookie, and they wanted to help indoctrinate him to the NFL. So now the big question is, can he answer that challenge and rebound with plenty of time remaining in this game?
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
They run over center with Peterson. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal. There are times on carries like that where he looks a little bit older than his rookie status.
How many times have we talked when we've gone out to dinner about how precocious these youngsters are that come into the NFL now? They play at a higher level at a younger age. The stars aren't quite in their eyes as much as it used to be, huh?
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
With how the coverage was positioned, up was about the only spot the quarterback had to try and deliver that pass. Just put a little too much height on it. Incomplete.
Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. Up the middle, it's Peterson. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
A big play if you think about it right now in this season opener. It's 3rd and goal. Smith.
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Well, let's see what they do. They're knocking on the door here in the 2nd quarter.
And you know what you look at on your play sheet? Your 2-point conversion plays, because you've drawn up a number of them in today's football. You don't just have 1 or 2 for the game. You have more like 6 or 7. Which one do you like here? Because that's essentially what you're going for right now. That spot of the field, call one of those and go get 6.
Can this defense hold them out? Here we go now. 4th and goal from the 2. Now receiver in motion left. Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Eluding the pressure right.
Oh, a dangerous pass there, and it's intercepted. And the Rams are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, Charles certainly circled that play. We might have to revisit it later. They had 3 in their back pocket. They go for it on 4th and goal and throw the pick.
Well, you know, we're still in the first half. A bold call nonetheless. And I guess the book might have said take the 3, but it looks like they burned the book and just said give me the analytics. And the analytics said go for it. Didn't work out.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. From the 47, it's 2nd and 5.
Now it's Marino. Green's got it over the middle. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. Now Marino sliding out of the pocket. That'll be caught over the middle by Moss. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there. 33 yards.
And the Rams will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Charles, that's a pretty good response from a rookie quarterback. He's had his struggles in this game, including the interception on the last drive, but there he takes him down the field and puts it in the end zone.
I agree with everything you just said right there, and there's a silver lining to all of this, his resiliency. Because let's face it, when things are going bad and you're a youngster, they often continue to go bad. But in his mind and his actions, he said this stops right here. And how about the positive play he just turned in?
And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. A slim deficit here in a one-possession game. Not much time left, obviously. We'll see if they can march this. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. An unfortunate sequence there. Trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
After the interception, here's Marino. Complete to Newsome. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Here's 2nd and 7.
Now Marino to throw it. They'll roll him out right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Well, he was really focused downfield, but there was really no viable options. The coverage was too good.
And the defense really quickened the tempo of that play with their pass rush because there was nowhere for him to go with the football. The only place he ended up, down on the ground.
That throw by Marino incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
A promising sign there from an offense that hasn't done a whole lot to this point. Nice job to locate the open receiver, and it's good yardage and a first down to open the drive.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flush to his right. The ball comes out, and the ball ends up out of bounds, so it'll be a loss on the play.
This hasn't been their cleanest first half of football. Last thing they wanted to do was give it up to the opposition, but able to keep it as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, tough first half, no doubt about it, but if they turn it over there, now things turn a little, how would you say it, dire, and they didn't need that hassle at all. So being able to take care of the football is paramount. Fortunate bounce for them there in order to retain it.
And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they do trail, but they have a chance to possess the football first to try and do something about it.
And that certainly makes it something of an important drive for them, because is it going to win the game? No, but you have to do something to bring some life to your sideline.
They'll try the middle with Peterson. There he goes left side. And he is out of bounds inside the 35.
48 yards rushing for him now in just his first 3 carries.
Defense really kept him in check running the football in the first half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half 2.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one as he just did there.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run. They give it to Peterson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6.
A chance for their first points of the season here as it's 1st and goal.
They'll run with Peterson. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. A great effort there with his first career touchdown in his first career game.
And the Lions are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
On is Mason Crosby for the point after. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away.
They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Their halftime lead now evaporated. We're back to level following that touchdown a moment ago.
And that shouldn't change the mindset a whole lot from an offensive perspective because they already knew this was going to be a hard-fought game. Now they just need to go out, execute their game plan, and keep moving.
A big play there for L.A. 44 yards.
When you get into the second half of a tie ball game, you start realizing that every play takes on a bigger significance, and this is pretty significant right here. This is where you start putting the pressure on that secondary, and that's a job well done there.
And this one caught by Coates. His second catch, this one not quite as dynamic as his first, and it's second down.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. This is Brown going up the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
42 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Touchdown! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Rams have moved out in front here in the final minute of the third quarter. Aubrey now for the point after. Now they'll audible to something else.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not...
And now off to the races down the right side. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 38 yards on the scamper there. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Staying on the ground, this time it's Smith. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. It's a gain of 3 on what will be the final play of this third quarter. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
2nd and 7, operating from the 34.
They toss it left side to Peterson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since. On play action, now Rodgers. And this is caught. It's pulled in by Gronkowski. What an opening weekend it's been already. Could the best finish be coming here on Sunday night? We'll find out as we come up on a 1st and 10. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Rodgers directing traffic, going to change the play.
They'll run it. Here's Peterson. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Lions are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter.
What a start to the season this has been. Back and forth, all tied 4th quarter as the kick is away here. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive.
Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. Marino.
It's complete to Brown, right side. Oh, and now some space to operate. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory.
53 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Another run for Brown on 2nd down.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. 7 yards there and a 1st down. He's making quite a splash here in his NFL debut.
Well, he was advertised as being NFL ready, and both you and I tend to arch an eyebrow a little bit when we first hear that, but I think that they were right about this one.
And Marino's throw there incomplete.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Marino. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
So a nice throw there. And, CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come and with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays and the right reads.
And this pass broken up. The contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
So he waited on the sideline for his first chance in the ball game, and it didn't come until the 4th quarter, but he connects there. A big one to give him the lead.
Boy, you talk about coming in cold. I don't care how many times you kick it into a net. You're not really ready when you go out there and all that beef is coming at you trying to block the kick. Big spot, and he delivers.
And the decision to bring it out, kind of a costly one, as he won't make it back to the 20. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Throwing is Rodgers.
Quick slant to Brown. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the fourth.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now.
A give to Smith out of the gun. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
Here comes 2nd down.
To throw is Rodgers. Over the middle to Smith. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Rodgers throw there taken in by Smith.
The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. 37 yards.
And the Lions have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that will make this a 4-point game. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Here's 1st and 10.
Marino to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Here's Marino. He's going to let it fly. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, L.A. A big play there. Already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend.
And the Rams use the defensive breakdown to take the lead away here in the 4th.
Now an important extra point here to stretch this lead to a field goal. He's got it, and this is indeed up to a 3-point lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. This is 1st and 10.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And some room to work.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10.
Back to throw, Rodgers. That one complete to Driver. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Here's 1st down.
A 1st down carry for Smith. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week 1. Here's 3rd down now. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Now Rodgers. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
Now Rodgers, gotta have this one.
Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And the Rams have just about sewn up this football game.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
We got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down. Well, partner, that'll do it. You know, these week 1 primetime games, they always seem to have a little bit more electricity, a little more anticipation. A fun one tonight, and a lot of fun ones that we have on the road ahead.
And, partner, I love the word you just used there, electricity. Things were crackling out there, weren't they? And let's face it, both of these teams came in with the idea, get off to the start. Get off to a 1-0 start and get your season going. That could spark an excellent season for them. They've got that in their pocket now.
So for Los Angeles, it wasn't always pretty, but they do eke out the week 1 victory here by a field goal. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they obviously fall to 0-1.